Hi everyone, I'm Mango from TCG Unite. Welcome back to episode 3 of TCG Unite Live. So for today's video, we're going to cover two main topics. So the first topic, we're going to show you an amazing collection from one of our co-founders. And then the second topic, we're going to cover a worrying case of a recent scam that happened to one of our friends. And then he got scammed 5,500 Singapore dollars. So to dive right in, let's summon one of our co-founders, Kevin, to share his collection. So we have Kevin with us now to show off his collection. So maybe you would like to do a short introduction about yourself, Kevin?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Kevin. I'm one of the co-founders of TCG Unite. And we decided to start this company because, well, mainly because of our passion for TCG, and me and some of the co-founders, we also used to collect Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. So I used to play Pokemon competitively back when I was a child in Hong Kong, and we played many tournaments every week until around year 2005. So that was when I think it was an EX Emerald series. So that was the last time we actually played before we actually came back to Singapore for studies.
So this medal that we see over here was actually won by you, Kevin?
No, unfortunately, although I did take part in that competition, I was not the winner of that medal. So this medal was actually won by my brother, who's also a co-founder in TCG Unite, and he got second place. So this trophy, right, actually comes with a second place medal that's supposed to be somewhere at the bottom here, but then unfortunately during all our moving, it dropped out and then it got lost somewhere.
In Hong Kong?
Yeah, it's either in Hong Kong or somewhere in China.
Oh no, so it's the trophy without the silver medal on it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Kevin, I understand that you have brought your precious collection here today. Would you like to showcase them?
Yes, okay, alright. So first of all, I have this shiny collection, first edition Japanese. So I do have a master set, so it goes from the first card up to the last card, and it's a full master set as sequential PSA 10. However, the secret rares, I was unable to get them in a PSA 10.
Wow. I have a quick question for you. Yep. So in terms of, graded cards, if they are graded, in sequential numbers, are they actually worth more?
Well, technically, they're not actually worth more than the individual PSA 10s, but to some collectors, they may see some value in having a sequential master set. So these are the people who may actually pay above market value.
I see. Yep. Okay.
And my second set, I do have also a Japanese Legendary Shrine collection. So this one, I do have a sequential master set of PSA 10s.
Wow, that's Latios and Latia, right?
Yes, Latios and Latias PSA 10s.
Wow.
And for my third collection, I also have another master set. This one is the Japanese Mythical and Legendary Shine collection. So these are some of the extra cards that I have. And back at home, I do have a full master set that's PSA 10. However, this was the one where it was very difficult and kind of heartbreaking because there was one card in the entire sequential set, which was a PSA 9.
So that 1-9 broke your, whole streak of PSA 10s.
Yes. Unfortunately, that was the one card that broke everything.
Okay. Would you have said that would be your most, precious collection?
Well, I would say that these are interesting master set collections.
Okay.
However, if you want to talk about like my price collections or whatever that's like more expensive, I would have to say it will be these 5 cards right here. So right here, I have the Poncho Rayquaza Pikachu in both the regular and the shiny form, but however these are PSA 9.
Oh.
Yep. And then the next one I do have is the Charizard Poncho Pikachu as well. So this one is a PSA 10, as well as the Charizard X Pikachu, also a PSA 10.
Wow.
Yep. And last of all, the most expensive card in my collection would have to be the Mario Pikachu PSA 10.
Wow, so all of them are Pikachus, right? I mean, for the, most expensive cards that you possess,
yes.
All of them are Pikachus.
Yep. So currently, well, in the hobby, a lot of people like Pikachu because it's like the main mascot of the Pokemon.
I see.
And then I do have with me some interesting cards,
okay,
which I would say I would like them for the art as well as nostalgia as well as personal connection.
Okay.
So first of all, I have this McDonald's Charmander Holo PSA 10. So I like it because it's very cute, and it's also something that is special because it comes from like McDonald's.
Wow, but this is a really old card, right? Because I mean, if we look at it, that is actually from 2002.
Yep. So it's a very old card, and you can only get it, I think, back in 2002 in Japan. You go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal. you'll get a booster pack and it'll be a random card inside.
Were you actually in Japan to get this card?
No.
Oh, okay.
I actually got this from the marketplace.
I see.
Yeah, second card that's very interesting and rare, I would say, is this Melee Pokemon Scramble Mew. So this card, not sure when it was given out or how it was given out, but it's in 2009, and I managed to get this at one of the trade shows in Singapore.
Recently?
Yes.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yep.
Was it expensive?
Well, it's quite expensive actually. It was around like 2,000 Singapore dollars.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Yes, and I would say like my favorite card in my entire collection would have to be this national championship Charizard card. So I got this graded in a PSA 9, and then when I heard that Mitsuhiro Arita will be signing cards in Malaysia, I actually got someone to help me get this card signed. So it came back as a PSA 9 again, thankfully, and the autograph came back as a 10.
Oh, okay. So this card, you only got it signed last year, right?
Yes.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Really cool. So was this the card that you got, when, you and your brother took part in the competition?
Yes, this is actually the card that actually we got when we joined the competition back in 2003.
Cool, cool.
Yep. So I think only the top 5 or the top few players were given this card.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, I mean, would you say that your entire collection, what is it roughly worth? Like, are we looking at a 6-digit collection? I mean, given the amount of cards that you have, right?
I won't say it's around the 6-digit collection, but it could be close.
It could be close. Wow, guys, you heard that. It could be close, right? Kevin is a real avid collector of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, because besides all these graded slabs, right? I do have an extensive sealed collection as well, although not as like wow as whatever you see on like YouTube where people have like the entire ETB collection or that kind of thing. But I do have some pretty rare stuff. For example, I do have a sealed booster box of the GX Battle Boost. So it's a Japanese set where you have a chance of getting the Lily card, which is very expensive in Japan.
So that's the waifu card that everybody is aiming for, right? When they buy that specific, box.
Yes. So that box right now, even though there are no last sold listings on eBay, there is one listing for $10,000.
USD.
I'm not sure.
Wow. Okay. But 10,000 is still a pretty hefty sum for just one box of cards,
Yes.
right?
And it's not even guaranteed that you'll get the Lily.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, guys, you heard that. Pokemon cards are going crazy right now. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing your collection. So, to jump into the second segment of today's episode, one of our common friends actually sent us, the box that he bought recently, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so our friend sent in a sealed case. Well, he bought a sealed case at that time, sometime last year. And it was a sealed case of Evolving Sky booster boxes. So inside, there are 6 booster boxes, and each booster box contains 36 packs. So last year when he bought it, he was thinking to keep it sealed. However, after watching a lot of YouTube videos and seeing like many scams are going around, he decided to open it last month. And lo and behold, it turns out that there's something wrong with it. So let's take a better look. So, in this sealed case, there were 6 booster boxes. All of them are sealed booster boxes. They're sealed with even the Pokeball logo on all the boxes, and the seals, the crimps all look good as well. However, upon a closer look, he managed to get another booster pack, and he compared the colors with the booster packs inside, and something was off. So he decided to open one of the booster boxes and open the packs. Upon opening the booster boxes, he realized that the top of the packs are not crimped properly. As you can see, the corners are open. So he decided to open the packs, and the cards inside, miraculously, are real Pokemon cards.
So what's going on here? I mean, like, did someone bought all of these, authentic boxes, and then they took the good stuff out, and then they tried to put, the cards back? I mean, they just put the real cards back, right? But they just try to seal it back again.
Yeah, here's the thing. We don't really know, because when he brought us some of the cards, we opened some of the packs, and there are actually hits still inside. The cards are real. We checked it with the actual cards itself, and the backs, the feel, the paper, the printing quality, the font, everything looks real. So we're not sure what's going on here actually because, well, there is a Leafeon V alternate art inside, which
Wow.
if someone's trying to scam, they will most likely take it with them and not reseal it back inside. So here's what my thoughts are actually.
Uh-huh.
The scammers may have only been looking for the actual big hits in the set. So like the Moonbryon
Uh-huh.
and the Rayquaza.
That's the one, the Moonbryon, that's the one that's worth like a few $1,000s on the market right now, right?
Yes, that's the
Uh-huh.
one. So another thing that's interesting about these packs, right, is once you take out the cards, you can actually see that there, even though there are still hollows and all the cards inside, the sequence are all still correct. But the packs themselves, you're missing the foil inside.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's like see-through. You're not supposed to see this. So right here, I have a real a sleeve booster pack. So let's take a look.
Right, I mean the material definitely feels a little off, right? I mean it doesn't feel like a foil kind of material
Yes.
as compared to the authentic one.
Yeah. So if we take a closer look, as you can see, the colors are very different. In the real one, the colors are much brighter and clearer compared to the fake pack. So the pack itself, if you see the Duraludon inside, this one is whiter and this one is like more of a greyish color. The next thing we can compare is the yellows on the top right corner. Sorry, the top left corner. So this one is like a more dark mustard yellow, while this is a brighter yellow. And same thing for the green. The fake one is like a darker green, and the real one is a more brightish, like leaf colored green.
The authentic pack, would you say that the colors are more vivid due to the material of the packaging that they use, because the fake one feels like a cheaper version, or it's just like a translucent kind of
Yeah,
material?
that could be one of the reasons, but most likely is like when you're trying to copy like for fake products, right? Normally they will be unable to copy the exact same vivid colors.
Even the materials, right? I mean,
Yes.
uh-huh.
So one of the reasons that this could actually be brighter could be because there's a foil lining inside, which prevents
yes.
like the dark or like the shadows from inside from showing on the side. Yep.
Okay, so shall we just open one for the audience to see that these imitation packs actually contain real cards inside, right? And we have a real pack here that we could open as well.
Yep, sure. Let's do
Okay.
that. Okay, so here we have the allegedly resealed fake booster box and a legit real sleeve booster. Let's compare them. The first thing we can check for are the colors. We can see that the greens are the same and the yellows are also the same. Furthermore, the colors and print quality on the box looks identical to the sleeve. So this may mean that the booster box itself is real. Next, let's take a look at the packs. On the left, I have the fake pack, and on the right, a legit pack. As you can see, the colors on the fake pack are darker and duller. The Duraludon is darker on the fake pack. The set name is also a darker green. The green on the top left is also much darker than the real pack. The yellow, however, is less noticeable, but becomes obvious when next to a legit pack. Now let's get to opening. The fake resealed pack is not properly sealed, as you can see a hole. The real pack is completely sealed. The fake pack is easy to open. It is also translucent and is missing the foil lining. The cards inside, however, look and feel real, and they are even in the correct order. Here's the code card. Let us know if it can be redeemed. Now let's open the real pack. The seal itself is already feeling stronger than the fake pack. It takes a bit more effort to open. As you can see, this pack has a foil lining inside and is not translucent like the fake pack. Again, the cards here are in the correct order, as it should be because it's the real pack. Here's another code card for you guys. Now let's compare the cards. Both cards feel and look the same. Thus, we conclude that the cards in the fake resealed box are real. We even managed to pull some hits from the fake resealed box. There's even a Leafeon V alternate art. What's going on here? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
So as you can see, our friend got scammed 5,500 Singapore dollars by buying 6 boxes of these booster boxes. And in fact, now just over a year, the price of these boxes have gone up to $1,500 per box. So in actual fact, I think our friend actually lost 7,500 Singapore dollars, right, in purchasing these 6 boxes. And the main issue here, I think, is a lot of us, collectors, when we try to buy all these products, which, from some time ago, we usually don't buy to open them, right? I think that's the main issue with this scam, right? Because when he bought this box, definitely, it looked legitimate, everything was sealed properly, and on the outside, the box itself, everything seems fine. So what's your advice, to collectors going forward when they buy stuff like this?
Yes, definitely. So like the landscape of Pokemon has actually changed recently. So over the years, it used to be everyone is able to get booster packs and boxes for cheap, and then they're able to like open it for fun. Right now, everyone's all about the collecting, so they rather have it sealed. So one of the main pitfalls of having a sealed collection is you never know whether you have something that's real or resealed or fake until you actually open them. So the first advice I can give everyone is, first of all, buy from a reputable source. However, these people may also be victims of scams themselves. So the only way to be 100% sure is to, buy the product, open them. So once you open them, that is only when you can actually be 100% sure that the product is real and that you're not getting scammed.
Yeah, because I think the issue is that, when you get a set of 6 like this, you wouldn't even want to open one box, right? But I think your advice is that, you at least have to be opening, one pack of it or a certain portion of it to make sure that you're actually buying something real.
Yes. Yeah. So it's up to the person, because keeping it sealed in a sealed case, to some collectors, this may be a higher value item. And once you break that seal, the value may drop a bit, but it's always better to be safe. So once you buy something, it's sealed, please open it and check that it's real. To increase the chances of being able to get a refund, it will be advisable for the buyer or whoever you are, the collector, to, while you're doing the opening, to take a video recording of the product itself while it's in sealed condition. Take it from all sides, make sure it's clear, and then open the product. And then so this will help you to at least give you some proof and irrefutable proof that the product is fake.
Oh, okay. I think that's a really good advice.
Yes.
Alright guys, so that's all for this episode of TCG Unite Live.
We did receive permission from our friend to open the remaining suspicious booster boxes of Evolving Skies. So, before we do that, we want to know, you guys as the audience, what do you guys think of these suspicious booster boxes? Are they real? Are they fake? Are they resealed? Let us know your opinion in the comments below, because the cards are real, the packs are fake. What's going on? So, in a future episode, when we open these Evolving Sky Booster packs, will there be an Umbreon? Let's find out next time.
That'll be great though. So, we have witnessed your amazing collection today, Kevin, right? So, I mean, for those of you in the audience, right, if you are interested in flexing your collection, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can always come down to our studio and then, we can showcase your collection to the whole world, right? So in the next episode of TCG Unite Live, we'll invite one of our co-founders, Sean, to tell us more about the history of, him winning this actual medal that you see here. Right? So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode of TCG Unite Live. See you.